Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my review. My name is Hei5man for the Smackdown review for last night from 4/19/2024. AJ Styles won the number one contendership for Cody Rhodes for Backlash. From my thumbnail, I put Cody Rhodes on there, who's actually in the UK defending his title. There was a little backstory of Cody Rhodes giving a little AJ Styles a piece of his mind and what is expected of him from AJ Styles. What he's going to do to him, and he's ready. I think it should be a good match. If we can get the AJ Styles from 2017 as a heel when he faced John Cena, I think we're in for a fun little feud. Unfortunately, with the draft, I think it's going to be a one-off. I can see AJ Styles going to Raw, but as some people have put, AJ Styles has done pretty much all he can do. He might have, maybe 6 months to a year in AEW just to test his waters over there and then call it a day. But this is the SmackDown review. I'm going to get into everything. Just a brief encounter of what happened last night. We had, the tag team titles revealed. Beautiful gold tag titles. Really represented the old school feel of the 90s, early 2000s. I myself started watching wrestling in the early 2000s, even 99. The belts back then were great. Like, they had such a wonderful design, and these belts really represented that to the fullest potential. I mean, they could be better, but beggars can't be choosers. I honestly thought they were going to do how we see the WWE Championship, the big W. I thought we were going to see that with the tag titles, kind of like we saw with the Raw tag team titles, just the big gold with red brackets. We didn't see that. It was a nice change. The Street Profits won the opportunity for the tag titles. Again, with the draft, it's coming next week. Me personally, I would do the Street Profits winning and then them feuding against the Final Testament. But again, Street Profits have done all they can do with the tag titles, almost like the New Day, but not as much. The Bloodline story. I went to the Royal Rumble in January. Great crowd, great event. Could have been better, but we didn't really get as many surprises as we thought we should have. Being at the Royal Rumble, but it led to one of the greatest stories ever told in WWE with Cody Rhodes losing last year, and then going into this year and defeating Roman Reigns. And if you rewatch when Cody pinned Roman was very excited for him to win. This new story with the Bloodline, I didn't know where it was going to go after Mania, but WWE has sure shocked us with what's going on. We got Solo Sikoa really honing in on that tribal chief character. And every time Paul Heyman even mentions Roman Reigns, he cuts him off. And that's what happened here tonight during one of the promos backstage with Paul Heyman and Solo Sikoa. So, as you know, Jinder Mahal and Xia Li got released from the company, kind of trimming the fat from the company. As you know, Drew McIntyre, Becky Lynch, Seth Rollins, all their contracts are coming up. They want to make sure they have enough budget, enough profit to, keep those talents within WWE and not going anywhere else. I don't think they'll go anywhere else. I don't know what, as far as storylines go. I don't know where else they would fit in other companies. I think they should stay in WWE personally. The Rhea chair shot that we saw from the Progressive Flow. I didn't watch it on Monday. I was doing something else while the segment was going on. That had that reminded me of something from the Three Stooges. It was almost over the head chair shot, and I kind of it nicked her right in the head, and she didn't. She looked dazed when she got up. But the Bailey interview that happened, she's excited for the draft, and I think she should be because once the draft happens, obviously Bailey is going to stay on SmackDown being the champion. But with the draft happening, there could be some new faces on SmackDown. Now, Raw has their talent. Rhea Ripley being the biggest one, and now she's out. You got Nia Jax, Becky Lynch, Liv Morgan. You got the Battle Royal on Monday, which will determine I believe, the new women's champion. Rhea, Liv Morgan, Becky Lynch, Nia Jax. Those three I could see happening. The others are just filler, get on TV, so to speak. Bailey's excited for the draft. Again, talents from Raw could go to SmackDown. Some talent from SmackDown can stay on SmackDown. And from what we saw at the end of tonight's main event, Tiffany Stratton attacks Bailey, and Naomi goes for the perfect moonsault on both of them. Tiffany Stratton is looking to challenge Bailey for that women's title. Again, it all depends on the draft. Will Tiffany Stratton stay on SmackDown? As far as the storyline goes, she might. Let's see from my notes. So the backstage segment with Paul Heyman and Solo Sikoa, like I said, Solo's looking for Kevin Owens. Where's Kevin Owens? Paul Heyman says, he should be around here. He should be around here. But you're authorizing stuff that you shouldn't be authorizing. This should only be authorized from the tribal. Solo cuts him off. He doesn't want to hear anything about Roman Reigns. Going back to Mania, Solo did try to help Roman, but I guess after Roman lost the title, he lost respect for Roman, couldn't get it done. So he's taking matters into his own hands. And Paul Heyman sees that kind of, I wouldn't say the inmates running the asylum, but it's getting a little chaotic when it comes to the new bloodline. This guy, Tama Tonga, who showed up last week to attack Jimmy Uso. I used to watch NXT. I only watch NXT now when it's Halloween Havoc. So I am a little familiar with the talent. But as far as Tama Tonga goes, I had no idea who this guy was. He showed up last week, and I was very impressed. His presence is awesome. He looks like a badass. As someone states, the tribal werewolf. I can see that from Tama Tonga. He's just a rabid, as you saw tonight with his attack on Kevin Owens when it was pretty brutal. The backstage segment where Nick Aldis took Paul Heyman in the back. Tama Tonga slammed into Kevin Owens' rental car. That's how Kevin Owens was bleeding, and dragged him to the arena, onto the ring, and savagely beat him pretty bad. Now, if only Sami Zayn wasn't on Raw, he would help. He would have helped Kevin Owens, and there would have been, kind of a direction where Sami Zayn would be going as far as the storyline goes. He would, the old bloodline would get aligned. Jimmy Uso obviously was attacked last week from Monday when Jey Uso was going outside. he encountered Sami Zayn. Sammy and Jay, they're buddy buddy. No disrespect towards one another. So I could see the old bloodline playing into a factor, getting getting the gang together, getting the gang assembled to take out the new bloodline. And Rock on social that this is the first chapter in a boss. And what's going on tonight, I feel that The Rock is orchestrating this entire thing. I do. And I think we'll see that play out in the summertime because he's eyeing Cody Rhodes' championship. This storyline is not over between Cody and the Bloodline by far. As far as Roman Reigns goes, he will also be back in the summer, and there will be a little civil war, so to speak, of The Rock and Roman Reigns with one another. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun summer. It's even going to be a better fall with Survivor Series, War Games. That should be a fun match. The old bloodline versus the new bloodline. We'll see what happens as far as interaction goes. There will be an interference at Backlash with could be with Cody and AJ Styles. There could be an interference with one of the bloodline members. I don't know if Cody is I don't know if Cody is still within that storyline when it comes to the bloodline. I think he is because again, The Rock eyed his title. Colita versus Santos Escobar. As far as I saw, this was an exhibition match. The storyline is who attacked Dragon Lee. Now, a lot of people online are saying Carlito did it because he doesn't really belong in the group. He's Puerto Rican. He's not Mexican. I think Carlito did it. But Santos, Carlito, it was a good match. I enjoy Santos' work. I enjoy his heel work. I've been a fan of Carlito ever since I saw him back in 2006 when he feuded with John Cena. He's a very good heel, even a better babyface. But this match, it did nothing for me personally. And then after the match, Damage Control was in the skybox, and they were observing the chaos with the two ladies that happened to is Lena Vega and Elektra Lopez. Yes, Elektra Lopez. They were in the skybox, and they said Dakota Kai. She said, "We are the most dominant faction in all of WWE, and no one can take us out." And all of a sudden, Jade Cargill's music hits. And all of a sudden, you see Jade and Bianca Belair in the skybox looking at Damage Control, eyeing those tag titles. They want those tag titles, and I think they'll get them. But again, like with the men's division, where is the women's division? You put these titles on Jade and Bianca. Great, they deserve it. They're two of the best wrestlers out there. Both their power, their speed, their presence is very well known. But when they win these tag titles, what division are they going after? Even if there is a draft. But it doesn't matter because the women's titles float, which is why I don't see why we don't have one set of WWE men's tag team titles and they float both from Raw and SmackDown and maybe even NXT. That would be fun. I think the women's titles go to NXT as well. Why can't that be for the men? Singles titles for the men. That's what I thought was going to happen at WrestleMania. When both sets of titles were taken down, the match would end. But one set got taken down. They became champions. And then the other set came down. they were champions. I thought both got taken down, match would have won, and the next night they would have merged the titles, and we would have gotten one tag team champions. And they would have floated from all three shows because they don't see NXT as developmental anymore. They see him as a third brand. And I'm very excited for the draft because NXT, there's going to be call-ups from NXT. I am a huge fan of Tony D'Angelo. Again, I don't really watch NXT, but I'm a fan of his work. I love his character, the Italian Stallion, just the character aspects in NXT when going back to what's his name? When I watched NXT Halloween Havoc, um, I'm drawing a blank on his name. It was Cameron Grimes versus um, oh gosh, it was Cameron Grimes versus the big guy. What is his name? We haven't seen him in a while, and I'm trying to figure out where he is because just his presence. It was almost like a Michael Myers presence. Dexter Loomis. When I saw that character Dexter Loomis, I was like, "Holy crap, this guy's awesome!" He just stands there like a fucking Jason Voorhees or something. And he got called up to the main roster. I was like, "Oh, this is fantastic!" You know, he's feuding with the Miz, which was which was okay. And then they got him into other stuff, which was great. I honestly thought they were going to bring him into the with Karrion Kross at some point. I mean, I would even see Dexter Lumis doing something with the when Bray Wyatt, God rest his soul, was still with us, something with the Wyatt Six. Um, but I am really glad. I'm jumping off topic here, but I'm really glad that they're doing something with Uncle Howdy. They're doing these little teases they did with Bray. Back when Bray with the QR codes, the teases, people would search online and figure out what's going on. It's exciting. It's an exciting time to be a wrestling fan. So again with the women's tag team titles, um, yeah, again they need to call up more women from NXT to flourish the tag division because I believe I believe the NXT they have a lot of tag teams with the women. Let me see. So before that, Solo Sikoa, he got the Dominic Boo treatment. Um, and then Bailey versus Naomi. That was we knew Bailey was gonna win. There was no chance of Naomi winning, but it was a fun match. It was a very fun match. I think I covered everything. Yeah, I covered everything. I was kind of all over the place, but I think I covered everything from last night. Next week is the draft starting next Friday. I'm excited to see what they reveal, and then obviously Monday for 3 hours. We might see another Uncle Howdy tease. We didn't see one tonight, I don't think. I was looking over all over online to see if there were any Uncle Howdy teases. The only one I saw was from this past Monday. Trust me, it was something with a VCR tape, and something's gonna something's gonna happen. I don't know if it's gonna be a Backlash. I don't know if it's going to be at a Raw or SmackDown. When it comes to the draft, who's to say Uncle Howdy will even be drafted? Because that would ruin the surprise. So he could show up at any show. He could show up at any pay-per-view. It's a very exciting time for wrestling. Very exciting time. guys, that's all I got. If you enjoyed this, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe. I'm gonna be doing this. Uh, I'm gonna be doing SmackDown, Raw, Dynamite, WWE pay-per-views, AEW when they get their subscription service. If they do, I will be covering AEW pay-per-views, but I'll be covering Dynamite. Maybe I'll cover Collision tonight. I mean, it is Saturday night. You guys enjoy your 420. But yeah, that was me. That's Hei5man, keeping it real. See you guys in the next one.